Oh boy, oh boy. Mm-mm-mm. We're covering someone today who has been a little bit of a bad boy, if I do say so myself. In fact, it's sad to say, most of his YouTube audience is actually pretty damn unaware of his deranged and unhinged behavior off of the platform, as he puts on a somewhat cordial mask for his YouTube viewers to see. So it's unfortunate that his fans, or many of them, don't know what he's actually like. So I thought, you know what? What better time than now to make a video in which I call out a deranged right-wing conservative YouTuber that claims to be a lefty, claims to be a communist, even an anarchist, I believe, and despite that, somehow continues to garner relevance despite their insane behavior. I thought, why not bring some attention to it, dunk on them a little bit, make fun of some of this absolute insane, deranged conspiracy mongering. And I thought, what better person to respond to than Bad Empanada? For those of you guys that don't know, Bad Empanada is a lefty YouTuber, quote unquote. Hard to really say that considering the fact that the guy basically just at this point takes whatever take is the opposite of what he considers to be the bread tube take. He's one of those tanky lefties who hates liberals and everything, and anything liberals are in favor of must be bad because liberals are in favor of it, and liberals are in favor of bad things, which, I mean, that is... Oh, my vape fell over. And that is, of course, sometimes true. But I think that the guy is a little bit overzealous with the application of that standard. But that's, of course, not why I actually take issue with Bad Empanada. Frankly, Bad Empanada's political beliefs are pretty irrelevant and not an issue. Even if Bad Empanada had an actual ability to implicate his political beliefs on the world, I don't really think it would be anywhere near as harmful as say the average conservative YouTuber. That's not why we're covering him today, okay? Bad Empanada is... Oh, fuck, I don't even know where to start. For starters, I believe he's on his 20th Twitter alt account. He is very often banned from Twitter for making violent terroristic threats, anywhere from threats to, hurt someone, to threats to dox someone, threats to find someone's address. He has threatened multiple of my friends with saying he knows where they live, and threats like alluding to him using that information to hurt them. I don't want to say too much because some of those people don't want that public, because then Bad Empanada might do something. But you don't need to look any further than the screenshots of his Twitter behavior to see just how deranged this guy is. He is violent. He has anger issues, and he has a penchant for threatening to dox and swat people, as well as just generally threatening people with violence and hurtling the accusation of pedophile, etc. at people. The guy's been banned from my chat a dozen times for coming in and having deranged breakdowns. I've had to block this guy's Twitter alts literally dozens of times. That's how often he's been banned. It really is just fucking wild out here. One of those cases where you feel this overwhelming sense of pity for another person on the internet that you don't even know, because you just can't help but imagine how sad it must be to be another person that you aren't even living the life of. You just can't help but feel bad for them because of the idea of living their life is just so upsetting to you. Anyway, we're going to be dunking on a recent video he put out talking about a friend of the channel, Shark300, who he accuses of, well, this is why what actually caught my attention of all things. He made a video called Responding to Slander and Pro-Child Porn Arguments from Xanderhal Clone at Shark300. So, he's calling Shark a Xanderhal clone. So, for those of you guys that aren't aware, calling a lefty streamer a blank clone is basically the go-to argument for anyone who doesn't have an argument. It's just an insult or a claim to make that just kind of has like it just kind of pushes negative vibes towards the content creator you're levying it at without being an actual argument or condemnation in any real way. Every single content creator under the sun on this platform was inspired by someone who came before them and was influenced by someone who came before them. The idea that someone being inspired by or emulating another content creator being like a argument against them is on its own ridiculous if you know anything about content creation. But not only that, it is a completely unfounded and made up accusation just being used to not silence, but I guess to make those that you don't have an argument against look bad. Because I know Shark. He is a smart guy. I also watch Shark's streams, and he is not a Xanderhal clone. He's just not. I've watched his streams. His way of presenting content, his way of making jokes, his sense of humor, not in any way a carbon copy of mine. In the same way, I hope that you guys would agree that my content is pretty, like, outside of it just being guy on camera talking about politics in the microphone, my content is not just a copy of Vosh's content. Like, I feel like you guys are, there's more nuance to it than man talks into microphone on camera about politics. But those that have no arguments like to jump to that as all they really have. Though, because Bad Empanada is fucking deranged, and I don't consider him to really be deserving of any level of human respect, I'm actually going to bring in my attack dog, Ethan, for a moment. Actually, for the whole segment. Ethan is my edgelord bro, who is very funny and very based, and also likes to speak without a filter. And he doesn't really know anything about Bad Empanada, but I have a feeling he'll have some pretty hilarious things to say about him. This is going to be a funny one, guys. I'm calling him right now. Answer your call, Ethan. Answer your Discord.
Did you call me? What's up?
Yee, ready to respond to the Bad Empanadas segment?
Oh, hold on. I have to put my cock back in my pants, and that's like a 30-minute affair. It's really hard. I need to
take
go
it back out. Take it back out. You want to
take it back out?
You want to have your hand on it for this segment. Trust me. Okay.
All right. I'll put the stretcher up then.
Hold on. Let me turn you down a little bit. You're louder. All right. There we go.
All right. There we go. We good?
Yes, we are. Perfect. Chat, how's the audio balancing now? Say something, Ethan.
Something.
Normal volume though.
All right. Cool.
There we go. Okay. How's that sound, chat? It's good? Me and Ethan should be about the same volume, and the video should be a little bit quieter. All right, well, I'll just screen share to you then, Ethan, and you'll be able to see the video as I see it. And yeah, let's start this. So you watched you heard what I said, right, Ethan? You know what this guy's deal is?
I know enough about Bad Empanada from my own encounters with him to understand that he's a deeply unwell individual who should be deplatformed on the basis of for his own sake. I genuinely worry about him harming himself with the way he acts on this platform. Or any platform, really.
He does seem like he's only a couple weeks away from challenging someone on Twitter to, like, a street fight. And then them actually... No, that was infrared. That was infrared.
Infrared, yeah.
Different psychotic streamer. Yeah, different psychotic tanky streamer.
Someone like that gets shot. Like, that's such a stupid fucking idea. You're gonna get shot doing that.
Yeah, that's not smart. Don't do that kind of stuff. I genuinely feel like Bad Empanada, he seems like the kind of guy to actually try to just challenge some random guy he got into a Twitter argument with to a fight in real life, and to actually show up to the location and
like infrared bubble.
Yeah, like, yeah. Ironically enough, him and Infrared hate each other, which is funny because I think they'd get along because they're both unhinged tankies. Yeah, they hate each other.
You could have told me they swapped testicles and I would have believed you. Those fuckers are like two in a pod. That's fucking weird.
Hey folks, so I know...
Why do they hate each other?
I don't know, probably some weird ideological bullshit. I imagine like Bad Empanada believes like weird obscure tanky ideology A, and then Infrared believes weird obscure tanky ideology A.1. Like it's
Truly a leftist problem.
truly a leftist problem. Like anytime I hear that two lefties that I disagree with hate each other, I assume that they literally disagree over like what flavor of ice cream is their favorite or something because of the level of lefty infighting.
It's always something minuscule. They like agree on more than they agree with on like more than any other person. Like the average moderate or whatever, right, would disagree on more between each other than what they disagree with. But them disagreeing at all is grounds to like want to fucking kill the other person. It's funny as
Yeah,
shit. Not that
Stalin
I think
versus
moderates are
Trotsky.
okay. I fucking hate them.
Yeah, honestly, there's probably a lot of Stalin, Trotsky, Rule 34 on the internet, isn't there? Who would be the top? Stalin, right? Stalin would be the top in that, right?
I don't know. I could see Stalin laying on his back in like a dominating way, if that makes any sense.
But like, actually, well, here's the thing though, because like we're used to seeing. Well, like, okay, here's the thing though. Lenin would be a bottom, because Lenin is literally
No fucking
preserved
question.
forever,
No
laying on
question.
his back. Like Lenin is
Uh-huh.
forever preserved, ready to receive cow. Okay. I'm sorry. We're already offending the
Start to the
tankies. Any tankies that thought about giving this video a try, I've already checked out after that. No, in all seriousness, Bad Empanada, beyond any, like, even if you disagree with me politically and you're like a Bad Empanada fan or whatever, I genuinely implore you, if you're only aware of this guy's, like, YouTube videos and stuff where he comes off as, well put
Oh,
together and well,
he's
not
is he another
insane.
case of is he another case of YouTube commentary guy who makes like decent content and is unhinged on Twitter? That
This
seems
guy,
like every
okay,
one of the video essayists.
every single one of these guys' tweets sound like he's making a violent. It sounds like every one of this guy's tweets are like unironically, and they're not. He's not memeing. He's not joking. Are like the Navy SEAL copy pasta. Wait until you see what his videos are like. You're going to understand why so many of his fans on YouTube don't know how crazy he is because he's a completely different person.
Okay,
Let's
okay.
start. Actually, I'm going to speed it up a little bit because this is a 10-minute video and this guy is not entertaining whatsoever. All right, let's watch.
Hey folks, so I know I said that I wouldn't be making drama videos here on this channel anymore, or at least interpersonal, idiotic creator stuff anymore, but I did also leave an exception there for if there is a pressing need to deal with lies and slander against me, which in this case, well, there very much is. So I just learned that there is this random YouTuber, Shark300. I'm not going to call him that again. Google says that his name is Chris, so I'm going to call him Chris. So Chris just seems to be a pretty generic Xanderhall clone.
Oh, by the way, Bad Empanada does this thing where he refuses to call any online figure their username, even if they prefer to have their username used for them. Like, particularly if their public name is only known through doxing, which is the case for Shark, I believe. He will specifically use their
the
doxed
like
name.
vie for power
Yeah,
of the
it's
discussion.
so.
I know,
So
I know
if
exactly
any of
what you're getting
you,
at.
so if any of
It's
you have
like
ever,
people
whoa, hold
only
on, wait,
call
wait, wait, wait.
Vosh Ian.
Yep. So yeah, it's the same thing as when people call Vosh Ian, or if you've gone back and you watch like classic Destiny debates, when people like Nazis would call Destiny Steven, it's the same thing. It is a weird pseudo, like, I know what your name is, buddy, considering that this guy actively threatens to swap people and threatens people with their addresses and stuff like that. That's what this is. That he is using someone's real name when it is not something they'd rather go by online to unnerve them. That's what he's trying to do. The guy is a weirdo. You go ahead, Ethan. Shark is a
Yeah, I was
clone.
gonna say
Nobody's
there's
nobody
there's
clone.
Did you know that people make content and sometimes it's kind of similar? Who would have thought? Anyway,
Oh my god, it's like
yeah,
more than one
it's a
person
really
can make the same type of
fucking
content.
Who would have thought? Yeah. Oh my god. But yeah, it's a really weird vibe for like dominance in a conversation, and I'm not too terribly sure how much of it is conscious. It feels really insecure when he does it, or when really anyone does it. It's like Alex, you know how I call you Alex and not Xander or anything, just because that's how I know you, right? It's like it's a very weird trying to impose themselves as knowing more about you than the average person. They know who you are, they know what you are.
I've
That
got
kind
your
of thing.
number, buddy. Yeah, that's what he's
It,
trying to do, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my issues with Bad Empanada are not his political beliefs. It is his behavior, his unhinged and absolutely unacceptable behavior, which has honestly gone way too long without being called out. Honestly, I think now is actually a good time to go over some of his more unhinged. One of the things that is kind of unfortunate about Bad Empanada is that most of the people who he harasses, they try not to give him any attention back. They kind of hope he'll die of irrelevance. But the thing he has going for him is that he, uploads his content and pretends to be a completely different person online. Oh, wow. Holy shit. Yeah, you can literally just look up Bad Empanada Unhinged, and you can literally find this Reddit post. Bad Empanada threatened to dox socialism done left and made a joke about wanting to kill him in a genocide. And then it is DMs from Bad Empanada to... Look at this shit. If you don't respond to the tweet about your opinion magically changing, I'm going to use you as the prime example of a faux concerned liberal in my video on Xinjiang. I can't pronounce that. I'm sorry. I'm fucking terrible at anything. Anything that is not
Xander,
English, I
before
can't
speak
pronounce
of
it.
anything, you're not
I'm sorry.
Are you
What?
streaming on Twitch right now?
Yes.
Are you streaming on Twitch right now? I need to know for TOS reasons. Okay, then
I've
I'll
already
watch what
listen, Ethan. I've already broken TOS many times this stream. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm terrible with pronouncing anything that's not in English. Okay, you guys got me with Kiev. Okay, you got me to say Kiev correctly. You will not get me to pronounce any other non-American city correctly. And as a matter of fact, do Canadians pronounce it Ontario or Ontario? Have I already been doing Ontario wrong? Yeah, I have been.
I've
Yeah,
heard
I
of
haven't even
Ontario.
doing Canadian cities right. I haven't been even doing Canadian cities right. There we go. Perfect. I have the tweets you deleted and archived, calling them concentration camps explicitly. Oh, this is him defending the Uyghur genocide. That's fun. The clips of you calling it a genocide, doing flip-flops based on which team is in power is not a good look. I'll also file under your real name and put it in the metadata to make sure it's easy to find. I think everyone should know about your genocide denial. This is an incredibly extensive video that will likely get hundreds of thousands of views due to the interest in the subject matter, so choose wisely, just informing you in advance. And then like a little smiley face.
Is the most loser shit I have ever read. I've said it before, but a lot of people in the political sphere needed the socialization of getting punched in the mouth and losing a few teeth as a child. Clearly, these people grew up in such a cushy lifestyle that they don't have that modesty.
Here's an interesting engagement. I think you're a literal bug. Do you think China's doing a genocide? Mamma mia. Do you think China's doing a genocide? I no longer believe in evolution. Do you think China's doing a genocide? There is no way this is the same species. Mama, and then it's like, this is pictures of SDL. Mamma mia. Then like a clip. Oh, no, 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 no. Do you think China's doing a genocide? Do you think that you could stop showing your face? It's disgusting. Do you think China's doing a genocide? I believe that we should do a genocide of you. Do you think China's doing a genocide? China should do a genocide of you. I would join the Communist Party if they did. Do you think China should do a genocide? If you don't respond to the tweet about your opinion... Oh, yeah, and then this is the rest of the unhinged threats. Here's a little smiley face. You can't stop it, dude. Oh, you can't stop it, dude. If you didn't want your words associated with your real name, you shouldn't have said them. Oh, my lord, this guy. Holy crap.
Man, holy fuck, that's so desperate. That's lame as fuck.
So I have gotten DMs not too dissimilar from Bad Empanada. I've honestly had him pop into my live stream chat saying things not too dissimilar from that. That is not the first time he's engaged in behavior like that. It is not the last time. That doesn't even include the like other... That's one of the more tame instances of threats to dox and threats to violence that he's done. There is a reason he's on like his 25th Twitter account now. Yeah, I think it's his 25th. And of course he's a completely different person in his videos.
It's so bad, I think he's run out of like variations of Bad Empanada at this point. There's no way that he still has leftover combos of like a replaced consonant at the beginning of like Empanada.
Yeah, I think one of them was like Mad Empanada for a while, which was fitting. I was sad when that one got banned because it was just so goddamn fitting.
I loved that one.
It was
He
so
blocked
fitting.
me on that one. It made me so upset.
Yeah, it was so fitting. All right, let's continue. Let's hear him complain
Okay, okay,
about Shark, because we've literally done nothing but roast this man
okay.
for 30 minutes straight or 20 minutes straight.
Yeah, it's just a Xanderhal clone, you know. What I'm
Not
concerned
much
with
to say
is
about him.
this. So he ran.
Also, I must say, I really do live rent free in this guy's head. If his go to say, like, you know, insert person is another stream, like insert lefty streamer is a blank other streamer clone, if his go-to is Shark is a Xanderhal clone, not Shark is a Vosh clone, that means, you know, this man's mad about me as well. It's not just him seething about Shark, he's seething about me. Not wait, I don't think he's done a video on me since his humiliation about Afghanistan. So for those of you guys that don't know, I made a
Oh,
video in which I talked about, hey guys, I did my research and it just doesn't really seem like this, the US pulling out of Afghanistan thing is as cut and dry as it seems like. As a matter of fact, it honestly seems like it might be a bad idea. Like the Taliban are like, they got some bad ideas. Like they're really, really, really reactionary, and they could definitely take down Kabul and take it in like a pretty short amount of time without U.S. support. And of course, my own chat got mad at me, and Bad Empanada made a video in which he called me out for this take, saying everything that I said was so fucking stupid, and then everything I said came true. Not only that, but even the I think he attacked me for saying that the Taliban was reactionary as well. He actually attacked my Taliban bad takes, and I believe I saw a video recently in which the Taliban was forcibly removing all woman mannequins from storefronts in Kabul, and chopping them up with axes and setting them on fire and burning them in the squares, along with the women's clothes that were being depicted on them if they were seen as, like, you know, inappropriate. So it just really goes to show, you know, like, Bana Panada, savior of the Afghan people.
mind you, these people's opinions on things like like warfare, conflicts, shit like that should not be taken seriously. When they got you for saying the deserty area that you were talking about in that one clip was similar to the difficulties of a jungle in terms of warfare,
Wait,
in
I
terms of like
forgot
what
he
it
did
physically
this.
is, but warfare, right?
Okay, Bana Panada
Oh my
took a
god.
clip from my video about Afghanistan in which I talked about how the US, people in my chat asked me, "Hey Zan, the US is a super strong military power. Why don't we just go in there with helicopters and tanks and just roll through the Taliban and just like deal with them all?" And I was like, "Well, listen, okay, Afghanistan's a massive country, one of the most mountainous countries in the entire world. It is very, very geographically diverse, and there's just a lot of places where a band of rebels could hang out and avoid a large military operation hunting them down. It's just very hard to pull off. Very similar to the situation that happened in Vietnam, and how, like, the America lost a war against a country that, you know, on a simple, you know, military front probably should not have been able to beat us because of the home turf advantage. He took that clip and tried to frame it as me, or I don't think it was him. I think it was other, like, tankies that were like jumping on the board with it. Took that clip and edit it and cut it to make it sound like I was saying the climate of Afghanistan is the same as the climate of Vietnam. Very, very honest
Oh my.
engagement. So yeah, that's the whole
You
story
know,
behind that.
I've always wondered why people name tankies, and with the source of the name tanky, why they are so fundamentally shit understanding war. But and then you got to remember they're larpers. They're fucking larpers.
Yeah, well, there's a story behind the tanky thing, but yeah, a lot of it just comes from the fact that they are larpers and that they do try to don the same aesthetics of a lot of the old, now no longer existent, or in some cases they exist but they're not even communist or socialist, or whatever, regimes of the past. In many cases it really does feel like a desire to either stake all of your self-worth into, like, the ability for a political ideology, especially a very niche, weird, non, like, sorry, I use the word weird in like a almost judgmental way here. Sorry, not like a niche political ideology. Like, your adherence to it makes you a better person. It's just a weird kind of high horsey behavior you see a lot in these spaces as well. Anyway, no more stun locking. We got to continue.
Randomly posts on Twitter saying about me, you know, I heard that he actually moved from Australia to Argentina to escape sexual assault charges. Not confirmed, but worth keeping in mind. This is the thing that Aristocracy made up a couple of months ago. So yeah, someone outright accusing me of rape, a guy who I've never heard of. He doesn't really seem to create anything of note or any originality or anything, just kind of seems to be one of the reacting in the corner guys. Yeah, so pretty...
What? But Bad Empanada does nothing but make video essays in which he is wrong, and makes videos on his second channel in which he does exactly this.
He's a reacting in the corner guy.
He is the reacting in the corner guy right now. Can we please stop pretending like one guy invented reacting in the corner and anyone who reacts in the corner is copying one guy? Can we please stop doing this now? Have we finally realized that now that it's not happening to just me, are we starting to realize just how stupid the one guy one time reacted to something in the corner of the screen, so now everybody who reacts to the thing in the corner of the screen now is doing the same thing as that guy? Are we starting to realize how dumb that argument is? It's a little silly. It's a little silly.
I seriously question the level of sentience of a person who makes that comment while doing it. He has to be aware of how stupid that looks, right?
Honestly, I really do think Dream is like a pretty big Sky Does Minecraft clone. Not gonna lie. You know, making Minecraft videos in 2020.
Yeah.
Like, there were people making Minecraft videos all the way back in, like, 2010. Like, Paul Source. Honestly, Captain Sparkles is a Paul Source Jr. clone. Actually, everybody is an X
clone. I was...
Because X's Adventures in
Minecraft,
my mom everyone went to a food bank
recently. My mom went to a food bank recently, and I just couldn't shake the feeling that she was, you know, just doing it because she saw all the other moms doing it. She really just is like Tyler's mom clone, you know, doing the same thing as someone else, because you're not allowed to do that. That's fucked, man. That's really fucked. It's performative.
In all seriousness, we're not watching this whole 10-minute video because we've already been doing this for 27 minutes, and I don't want Cherry to hate me. Here is what appears to be Bad Empanada making fake tweets of Shark 300, it seems. Not only has he been all night crafting fake tweets through his tears, but also has taken the pro-child slavery in developing countries position to try and own me. Some leftist. Anyways, good morning. So yeah, this is basically literally just him copium posting about how he had a deranged take on Twitter. Shark dunked on him because because obviously Bad Empanada is a known shit sack of a content creator who does not deserve to be treated with respect, and he's mad about it, which is about to be expected. Expect a lot more treatment like this, Bad Empanada. The more that your deranged behavior gets exposed to the broader public, the more subscribers you're going to lose. The more of your fans are going to realize, wait, you're not the well-reasoned, rational academic you make yourself seem to be in your videos. You're actually an unhinged, socially retarded weirdo who doesn't leave the house and just posts video essays on the internet to make himself sound smart, but then goes on unhinged rants and screams and makes death threats at people that you disagree with on the internet because they won't engage with you because you're entitled to their attention and their time. Oh, well, I don't want any part of this person, and they're gonna dip right out. So yeah, that's probably how
it feels almost like he's trying to do. It feels like he's trying to do what Infrared did, where he just kind of rage baited his way to relevancy.
Yeah.
Except for, at least Infrared is like somewhat entertaining to laugh at. This guy, I would rather be self-harming. I would genuinely rather be cutting my own risk than talking to this person. It's like, you're not even funny to laugh at. I pity you. It sucks.
Fuck, I kind of want to bring Bad Empanada on stream to bully him a little bit. That would be fun. Nah.
That would be fun. Because
then he gets the opportunity to do things like scream somebody's address or something like that, you know?
Because try to say a slur while you're on Twitch or something.
Well, yeah, he'd do that. He'd scream slurs to try to get me banned, but also, like, if he was really, really getting owned, which he would, his, like, go-to would be to start screaming, like, the docs and addresses of, like, every lefty streamer he doesn't like that he knows, you know? Like, that's what he'd do. He'd do something like that. That'd be his go-to. So I don't know.
I've said it before. A lot of these guys did not get beat up as teenagers when they should have. It's there's such a lack of
Nah, I
I want
think
I
I
don't want
think
to call
Bad
it
Empanada.
modesty
No.
necessarily.
Bad Empanada got beat up too much. I think
I don't
there's a
know. He doesn't
certain
seem to feel the fear he should whenever he does shit like that, man. He's gonna
nah,
fuck with the wrong
nah,
guy,
nah,
and
nah,
someone
nah,
who
nah, nah,
has
nah,
less
nah,
morals
nah,
than
nah,
him is gonna fucking ruin
nah,
him.
nah, 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 Ethan. This is the behavior of the type of guy who was bullied and shat on their entire life. This man's real life, like his real life, is not a happy life. He is not. It's not a very
Oh
fulfilling
my
one.
god.
His life is on the
Can't
internet,
say
and the only place where people
I
think
can't say anything about it, but this reminds me of Flamenco. I know a lot about his personal life now.
I was gonna
That I
say.
cannot explain why I know that. I know a lot about Flamenco's personal life that I cannot give the reasons for why yet. But
You should
that
clarify. I have
man
nothing
is
to
the
do with any of
most.
that, by the way. Like I have.
Xander has nothing to do with this. This is a me thing, okay? He is the most desperate, sad motherfucker I have ever heard of. I cannot go into too much detail, but imagine a loser and put that in tenfold. It is the lives in your like ignored by your family, lives in your basement bit, but like actually and somehow far more sad. It is
The
so fucking bad.
So the only things that I know besides obviously the weird Nazi stalker stuff about Flamenco, who is a very good comparison to make to Bad Empanada, by the way, he is a lot like Flamenco, is that Flamenco lied about his age. He kind of like gave off this vibe like he's like like he was a 22, 23, maybe 24-year-old college student. Turned out he's in his mid 30s, I believe, his early to mid 30s. On top of that,
Uh-huh.
Nick Diorio thinks he's probably lying about having a girlfriend because some stuff he said about this
Yes.
girlfriend apparently doesn't line up. I don't know the details, but
She doesn't
apparently,
exist.
okay. Apparently, he's lied about having a girlfriend. That's what Nick believes. Ethan believes that. Seems plausible, frankly. Um, and on top of that, it seems like he's just generally like talked up a lot of things about himself. Like one of the things I saw was what. Okay, this was really funny. When he was making alts to spam my DMs on Discord, one of the things he said was he was going to the gym and going on his daily jog, and he's like, just trying to give this like vibe like he works out a lot. His face leaked online, and a little bit of his body did too. Um, we don't fat shame here, okay? But my man doesn't go on daily hour-long walks, and he's not going to the gym.
If you're
Okay,
gonna
like
if you're gonna lie to
like
brag and it becomes obvious that you lied, I'm gonna make fun of you for that. I'm making fun of you for the lying part. That the being
yeah,
fragile part. That's why I would make fun of him.
yeah. So basically,
Oh
Flamenco
my
did this. Basically, put up this front of like a very chill, cool, like very well put together guy in real life. That's the framing that he put on the internet, so people think, oh, this guy's so chill. He doesn't even need whatever. He doesn't even need the internet. As it turned out as well, I heard, isn't he like full-time YouTube and like struggling to make money now? That's what I heard from Nick
Um,
Diorio.
full-time YouTube alone struggling to make money. I can confirm that. I realized I was given consent to say a few things, but I'm going to hold off on most of it because
Yeah, this
of
is unrelated. Yeah,
I
it's
want to
unrelated,
talk to
but
Diorio at some point.
yeah, and also like
So
yeah, like we don't need to get super into flamenco
so
anyway. Regardless, oh yeah, you go ahead.
yeah.
What was it?
All I'm going to say is that in cases like this, it's only a matter of time for these people's families to find out about their online behavior and try to understand the full picture. Because the people who act like this, they're not going to show their families this. They're not going to. At Bad Empanada, for example, isn't going to tell his family he has these baby rage breakdowns at them, right? And so when their family does find out, and people like Kiwi Farm, or people like Kiwi Farms users and whatnot, realize that their family's trying to reach out to get an understanding, they really fucking shoot themselves in the foot. It's the same as the type of it's the same as what Flam tried to do with fucking Xander, with trying to quote unquote contact his mom. Now imagine if there was anything to actually contact his mom over. That's what happens to these types of people online when they act like this, because they're fucking man children, and they are ashamed of it. They don't want their family to know about it, and it's really fucking funny when their family finds out.
It reminds me of that time when it's been years now. I think I can say it.
Okay.
Are they still together? Wait, are they still together? I don't. They might still be together. Fuck it. I'm just gonna say it. It might be John Doyle's current partner. You guys know John Doyle? It was either his ex or possibly his current partner reached out to me on Instagram with evidence a couple years ago with photos to prove that she's legit and like confirmed that he legitimately is this like larpy little nerd that likes to role play the 1950s and everything.
Uh, there's a point when I'm in internet beef with someone, and that it's funny, haha. I think they're stupid. When their family or someone in their personal life reaches out, it's always like, oh, I feel bad
Yeah.
for them now. No one loves this guy.
Yeah, that's always a bad sign when somebody like a family. Yeah. Anyway, anyway, Bad Empanada. For those of you guys who are fans of him, I hope that you came out of this like, holy shit, I didn't know any of that stuff. I guess I know what this guy's really like now. This isn't really like, I'm not interested in dunking on this guy's political beliefs because, frankly, much like your average neo-Nazi, things like his genocide denial, like the Uyghur genocide, for example, I don't feel like having to pour over at the very least as much research as I've had to do to sufficiently debunk like Nazi like Holocaust denial. Like there's so many little things that Nazis will point to try to like debunk the Holocaust. They'll be like, well, did you know the doors on these gas chambers were actually this light and could have been easily opened?
Well,
Like they'll point to these things, and you have to do like to be able to debunk those little things. You got to know the story behind that. These are things I've done for like Nazi talking points that I haven't quite done as well for Tankie talking points. So maybe one day we'll do like a full Tankie Uyghur genocide denial takedown because that does sound interesting. But holy fuck, does it take a lot of knowledge on the source material in order to sufficiently debunk conspiracy theorists? Because that is what Bad Empanada is. He is a conspiracy theorist, much in line with Alex Jones or any other or fucking Nick Fuentes or any other crazy, right-wing figure. He is a conspiracy theorist, and conspiracy theories are quippy, and they come off to the uninitiated as plausible and believable and like they're good arguments and like well substantiated narratives. However, it is important to be well versed on the source material to debunk that denial.
conspiracy theories for the sake. So, in any kind of discussion or any kind of debate, what you're saying does not matter so long as what you're saying comes off as confident and dominant against a person who holds the opposite belief. It's why in a debate, it doesn't matter if you're actually saying the right shit. If you come off with enough ego, you win the debate, right? And so conspiracy theorists weaponize this in a very interesting way. They will often ask questions that are hyper specific and unable to be answered by anyone who doesn't autistically obsess with the topic. And like Xander gave the example of the average person knows the Holocaust happened, probably has like a high school level education of the topic, but they're not going to know the specifics of how to retort to the fucking like baking cookies analogies that
Nick Fuentes.
neo Nazis like to use.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the reason they use these analogies is because when you can pose a question after having or propose a question after having said that you know the truth that others don't and someone can't answer said question, it makes your original claim of knowing the truth and your authority on the topic seem more valid. Obviously the rational person tells them to kill themselves, but most people aren't like that. Most people aren't going to do that. They're going to pause and they're going to think, okay, well fair, I couldn't answer that question. And that's exactly how conspiracy theories win.
Ethan and I are basically, imagine a meme in which on one end you have like the no, we have to have like a debate about why you're wrong, and Ethan's on the other side and it's just go kill yourself. That's Ethan's
Well, okay,
that's Ethan's response to like
I'm
about 90%. So to be clear, by the way, like the reason why I oftentimes will bring Ethan on stream is because he's a good barometer of how normal people will react to things. Not terminally online, politically engaged weirdos like us. Normal, everyday internet, not normies, but like people who aren't living in this shit, how they'll react to it. Ethan makes a good barometer for that, I think.
Another thing is like I can debate pretty well. I'd say I'm
does.
very when I actually give a fuck, I can debate decently well. The thing is, oftentimes I consider how relevant is this person and how much impact do they have. Hot take: Tankies are somehow more pathetic than Nazis. Not in terms of like their moral stances necessarily, but in terms of their relevance. Because at least, at the barest minimum, Nazis can at least say that they're having some level of influence. Tankies are a purely LARPy online thing. These people do not matter in real life. They don't. Like they're so low on the hierarchy of losers that they can be completely disregarded with damn near no issue. The only thing tankies really cause in terms of harm is division within online leftist communities. And even then, the average person with any level of social intelligence is able to discern that, oh, these guys are fucking losers, okay, and move on. And that's what most people do. The only time they're really talked about in this case is what Xander and I did. We make fun of them because it's funny as shit. When you have a person obsessing over you, you say funny, haha, you point at them, and you move on. Because
Exactly.
at the barest minimum, at least Nazis are trying to do something. These guys can't be bothered to get off their ass. It's fucking lame. They're really lame.
All that most of these tanky figures have at the end of the day is the moral superiority that they project onto themselves for having read more theory and having claimed to know more about the topics they discuss, which in reality tend to be conspiracy theories they've made up or have been taught into believing by other tankies in order to whitewash either the regimes of past existing leaders that supposedly fell in line with the beliefs they hold, or currently existing ones, which oftentimes don't. You oftentimes see tankies defending North Korea and because they call themselves the Democratic People's Republic of North Korea. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, they call themselves that? Okay. Yep. They must be. Yeah. All right, then. Oh, yeah. China calls themselves the CCP. Oh, okay. Yeah. Communism. Okay. Must be. Must be communist then. Ignore the fact that China has more new millionaires and billionaires being made every single day than any other country on earth. It is decidedly state capitalist, and they have private ownership of the means of production and state ownership as well. Let's literally put aside the fact that it is state capitalist and let's put aside the fact that it is decidedly not communist and defend it anyway because it sounds like it is. It looks like it is. The aesthetics are there. You can feel morally superior for defending it, and you can feel special and different too. That's what it's all about. Feeling special, feeling different, and feeling morally superior. Because if you feel morally superior, then you can justify even the most horrendous actions against those you disagree with. A la the behavior that our boy Bana Panada likes to engage in against any left-wing figure that disagrees with him. Anyway, that's my final statement. I'll let you go, Ethan.
Yeah. So when he treats the other people, he like to step back and to be somewhat rational during this and to put my finger down and stop laughing at the guy. When he tries to make a mockery and treat other people like shit in leftist spaces, he can rationalize it to himself and to his audience as these people do not deserve basic decency. Notice that in all of his threats, he always makes sure to wrap it up really nicely in a bow with, because people deserve to know what you're saying. It doesn't matter if what that person is saying is pretty damn reasonable. If he can spin it as unreasonable, he can justify his insane fucking actions to himself and to his viewers. But he also can't justify it to anyone outside of that. There's no potential for growth with these people, especially when they're tweeting shit like the white genocide tweet or whatever that got Stark Zero saying, "Look at this dumbass," right? Like, you aren't going to get any substantial amount of pull in a dominantly white society like America by saying shit like that. That's just not going to work. They're extremely ineffective, and it's just kind of. It's sad. It makes me sad because I genuinely do wish that these people had better lives. I wish that they didn't do this shit. But there's a point in which it's like, okay, you're sad and pathetic. I get that, but you're starting to affect other people. Go fuck yourself. But I think the current outlook everyone has on this guy and should have on someone like Infrared, even though he succeeded in what this guy's trying to do, is just, wow, that's sad. Moving on. Or like make a funny quote tweet and then move on. I think that's the best thing you can do.
Exactly. And with that said, this will probably be, unless Bad Empanada decides to, I guess, engage in some sort of doxing or swatting spree on me or something, probably the last that I'll end up talking about him, unless he just says something so ridiculously wrong and funny and hilarious and stupid that it's like, well, this is just... why... Content! What? Why would I just leave the content there? Maybe that'll happen, but if Bad Empanada is, I don't know, like, smart about his reputation, he probably shouldn't even engage with this video, because he probably doesn't want his crazy threats and swatting and, like, doxing behavior to be public. I implore you, by the way, if you are a fan of Bad Empanada, do not take my word for it. But a simple Google search is all it takes. Bad Empanada unhinged, or Bad Empanada doxing, or Bad Empanada swatting, or Bad Empanada death threats, or Bad Empanada violent. Basically, those keywords will usually be enough to bring up the screenshots and the evidence that you'll need to see to really just figure out what kind of person this guy is yourself. Remember, most figures that you know about, like, you know, the conservative figures that I'm sure plenty of you, if you're, let's say, I'm speaking to the hypothetical Bad Empanada fan who's in this video, watching it, who has no clue what this guy's like on Twitter. They didn't make it. Nah. There's some of them that don't even know what this man's like on Twitter. A lot, like the vast majority of them, don't even know about this guy's Twitter engagement because he's getting banned constantly. They don't follow his new Twitter accounts. So they don't even know. You can't find him. Yeah, they don't even know what this guy's doing on Twitter. The only ones that would even have a hint are the ones that are subbed to his second channel here and saw those tweets, but that's his filtered version that he shows his audience. So, like, we're exposing, no doubt, a fair amount of Bad Empanada fans to the real him that was previously not known. Anyway, do your own research. Don't take my own word for it. Frankly, I did a half-assed job of bringing up all the examples I could have brought up, because I've ending stream in a moment. I got Ethan here. If I wanted to, I could bring up the list myself, but now you guys can do it. Go find it yourself. It's not too hard. Do your own research. Don't take my word for it. Bad Empanada can't claim I'm lying about this shit if you guys find it on your own. And you guys see it on your own. You can't say that, oh, he made all this shit up. Nope, you guys did your research and found this shit too. This stuff's not made up. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, thank you so much for watching it. I really appreciate it. Leave a like, subscribe, ring the bell icon. I have no doubt that Bad Empanada will make a response video to this and try to raid my comments section with hate comments. So if you see this and you've made it this far and you want to help fight back against the hate comment brigade that Bad Empanada will no doubt send my way, then definitely consider dropping a comment down below. Maybe, how about this? Bad Empanada fleet Australia. Just that.
Real.
Just that and nothing else. Just Bad Empanada fleet Australia. With all that said, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you for your support. I love all of you very much, and have a good one.